everybody. Let's see who we can get in here tonight. Let's see what's up. Hey, Eddie Gross, how you doing, brother? Let me just check my audio quick, make sure. Can you hear me? Gross, how you doing, brother? Let me just check my audio quick, make sure. Daylight, how you doing, brother? Did you get that rod sold? Marty from Texas. Man, you're not far, man. We ought to get together and do a trip sometime. What part of Texas you in, Marty? Oh man, thanks, Eddie. I really appreciate you stopping in, brother. You are a big inspiration to me. I love your content. I love the way that you're natural and don't play into the all the hype. Oh, Corpus, that's not too far. Yeah, I'd love to get one of you guys down here. Fishing hasn't been that great this year for us. I've never had a problem. Got some. Oh, anytime, Eddie, man, you are a blessing to all your subscribers. You've guided me a lot, more than you ever know. I don't think you realize how much I've learned a lot from you from editing. I copied your power pack and chest mount. Yeah, that's the one I've got, Daylight. I've got the Alps Power Wrapper. Um, I think it's Alps Aspen or something like that. It's called. I strongly recommend that. Thanks, Marty. I come so close to meeting my goal. I wanted to be monetized, get 1,000 subscriber and my 4,000 watch hours in my first year. Um, I was, I don't know, 2 weeks behind getting my 1,000 subscribers, and I have exactly 3,500 watch hours, 3,520 watch hours right now. But I deleted all my old lives because I don't want to just be one of those channels that just goofs off. So a lot of my lives were we were just goofing off on, so I deleted them. Well, I didn't realize that when I deleted them, my watch hours still stayed on my channel. But when I look at monetization, I lost like almost 1,500 watch hours. So I believe I'm at 2,500 now. Let me see. Yeah, I was very sad. I wish I didn't delete him until I got monetized, but it is what it is. Let me see what we got here. Monetization, I have 2,516. And for the channel life, or 365 days, it's 3,456,400 views, and I have 1,005 subscribers. Yeah, I've got the rod giveaway. We're going to be doing that. I'm going to post a video on the giveaway. have everybody leave a comment in there. And then I'm going to be giving away a white medium rod, 7 foot spinning rod, and I'm going to do some decorative wraps on it and stuff, of course, because, that's what I love to do, the decorative wraps. And I'll mail it to anybody in the U.S. If it's out of the U.S., we might have to work something out with shipping. I know that I'm not building any. I built a 7'6" rod for a guy, and it only cost me $20 to ship a 7 foot rod. Then I went to the post office to ship that 7'6". Thanks, bro. I went to ship that 7'6" rod. It cost me $150 for 6 inches, because a 7 foot only cost me $20. 7'6" cost me $150. So that was horrible. Richard, how you doing, brother? So I got the rod giveaway for the 1,000 views. I actually got. I'm gonna be doing. Let me share the screen here. And this is what I got going on for my 1 year mark, because I just made my year a couple weeks ago. So this is what I got. Getting ready to build that Splash Drone 3 Plus for the raffle. I got some of the parts out. I think I got enough here to do everything. I'd like to thank Mr. Bo Jacks at Drone and Tech for sponsoring this build and sending us a bunch of parts. I'll keep getting the rest of these parts out, and we'll get this build started. We're going to raffle it off. So that's what we got going on for the 1,000 or for the 1 year mark. We've got a custom. I'm going to build one of those splash drones. I have 3 of my own. And I do have an extra controller. I got a bunch of extra batteries. You seen I had 3 cases. I don't ever take. I'm going to build one of those drones that you seen right here. I'm going to build one of these guys right here. These are my 3. But as you can tell on the bench, I have a ton of parts. All these parts are what builds that drone. Here's motors. There's the power board, props. These props are $50 a set. This is the GPS dome here. These are flight controllers. Those are $326 a piece. Bo Jacks Drone and Tech is sponsoring this build, so he gave us a lot. These motors here are like $70 a piece. I got all the cables. These ESCs, electronic signal controls, they go well down to the power board. Those are like $60 a piece. I've got everything. I'm not giving away one of my cameras. NKR and Daylight are both young guys, but they have been. I love these guys, and Daylight is a real. I mentor him on rod wraps. He's always asking questions and going back and forth. So Daylight and NKR are both going to be eligible to win the custom rod. I don't know why Daylight would want to win my custom rod, because the kid's like, what, 13, 14, Daylight? And he's already building some mean rods. Living MN, how you doing, brother? I want to get him a rod, man, and have him promoted on his videos. Matter of fact, we need to talk about that. You're 15 now, Daylight. I gotta say, guys, I don't know, Daylight, if you're posting your videos of some of your rods you built, but this kid, I know you guys have seen a lot of my rods. This kid's gonna surpass me soon. I've only been doing it for about 7, 8 months. And a lot of my things I do for the first time, and I record it as I do it for the first time, so that we learn together on the channel. So you can learn what I wish I didn't do. But the channel's growing. I mean, I steady get I don't know, maybe 150 views every day, and but it's always the rod rat videos. Hey, Ronald, thanks for stopping in. So that's what we're gonna do, though. I'm gonna post a 1,000 subscriber video on let's say I'll do it this Thursday, and then I'll leave that video up for let's say a week, maybe 2 weeks. We're gonna say a week right now, so I'll leave it up until the following Thursday. The following Thursday we'll go live at 9, between 9 and 9:30, and then we'll see who wins that rod. But when I do the Thursday video to tell you exactly what to do to be, look how dirty my hand is. I was just reaming out some handles for rods. I got 4 rods on the bench now. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm watching the guys. I went from 12 people on to 7 people on, so they heard what they needed to hear, and they're out, which is okay because I don't plan on staying on too long. Now, to get one of the drones, I'm going to build it, and then we're going to sell raffle tickets. We're going to leave the raffle going for, I think, 30 days, and then we're going to sell the tickets. I don't know exactly what we're going to sell the tickets for. As you can see on that table, I don't even have all the stuff out here. I got about 10 grand worth of stuff. Getting ready to build that Splash Drone 3 Plus for the raffle. I got some of the parts out. I think I got enough here to do everything. I'd like to thank Mr. Bo Jacks at Drone and Tech for sponsoring this build and sending us a bunch of parts. I'll keep getting the rest of these parts out. This camera right here, it's a 4K camera, and it only moves up and down. But behind it, it's got a bait release. They're perfect for fishing off the beach. You take your drone out, you hook your bait up to it. Let me tell you, these things will hold. They say it only holds like 1.5 kilograms, 1 kilogram. I literally picked up a 2-liter bottle of soda full. I'll be posting that video too, full, and flew with it. Now, when you got that much weight on there and you do a big bank, that bottle will swing out, and then chaos happens. So, but that camera does. This camera right here does have a bait release. So I just hit the button on the controller and it opens up and it'll drop the bait. So you can use that camera, look down at the water like out in the ocean. You can go out 500, 700 kilometers if you get the, one of my controllers has the extended signal on it. And you can go send it out and look for the fish and then drop it right in front of them. Now this camera right here is a 4-axis. It goes left, right, up, down, and it's 4K too. That's for filming. I've got trolling motor attachments. I got the first-person view goggles. But I'm just giving away. I'm going to set it up like you would buy the base package. So in these cases, you get the drone, you get a set of props. You get a battery for the drone, a battery for the controller. You get the controller, you get a battery charger. Let me see here. These are 3 battery chargers here. I've got an extra one. These are all the batteries. Those batteries are over $120. promote my giveaway on Google Ads. You don't get the. I use Google Ads on a few of my videos, and you get the watch hours on your channel, but you do not get the watch hours for monetization. So I don't really see the point in. Let me show you over here. Here's some of my analytics. Like if you go to monetization, see right here, videos played from stories and short videos, self or as part of a campaign, are not included in your YouTube PPR eligibility, so you can't use them as watch hours. Because look, I got 2,516 watch hours. I did do a few ads and stuff. Like I got 303.4 on the channel. All right, let me see what you. Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. I'm happy with the way I'm growing for a year. I could have made my goal. I mean, I think I could have if I would have done more. I understand what you meant, bro. I'm happy. I mean, I got great subscribers. I got great support from these guys like, man, Living MM, all these guys, JV Outdoors. I have some great subscribers. Texas Reeling, Eddie from Texas Reeling. He was like one of the first people I started watching, and I never planned on getting a YouTube channel. I built a boat and I took a bunch of pictures of it. I didn't even have a camcorder or a GoPro or anything. Mike Turner, how you doing, brother? Thanks. On Thursday, Mike, we're posting uh, a 1K subscriber giveaway. I'm gonna give away a white 7-foot medium action spinning rod, and it'll be with the blue and green, as in my colors up here for my logo colors. And I don't even know what decorative wrap I'm going to do on it, but you know me, I'm going to blow something up. Yeah, you told me, brother. I really appreciate it. But I'm going to do that on Monday or Thursday, this Thursday. So in a couple days, I'm going to post that video. It's just going to be a short video. It'll tell you what you need to do. You're probably going to need to comment something, but just comment that, because when you go into that software that picks, I'm going to say picks the person that says, 504. That's my area code or something like that. That's probably what it'll be. Is like you type in 504, like the video, type in 504 in the comments, and that software will spin through, look at that video, and put all the people that have 504 and then pick a random one, and they'll win the 7-foot rod. But you have to be in the United States, because I can ship it reasonably cheap in the United States. If you do not live in the United States and you still want to play, you will have to pay for shipping. That way there, I'm not out, giving away a custom rod and paying hundreds of dollars for shipping. But the rod that I send, I mean, it'll be something that I would definitely charge a minimum of $300, $350 for. Dude, I'm thinking about doing something for your channel anyway, Living MN. I mean, you've been a great supporter, and you could promote the rod. I'd love to see you just test one out for me. You only got 3 rods with reels on them? Boy, I feel sorry for you, Mike. I ain't even got no more room on my racks. I just had to buy more racks. I only had, before I started, I still yet to build my own rod. that one in my last video, that redfish video that I did, um, I've never even used one of my rods. I caught a monster red. Let me see if I can find that video. I caught a monster red, and let me tell you, I gave it to my brother Bill. You guys all know Bill. That's always popping in my videos here. But I gave it to him, and he wasn't home. So I said, you know what? Let me take his rod out and see how it handles. Let me,
I gotta use that one as bait.
I caught a monster with it.
I can't take the chance.
Uh-oh.
2 to 1,
This
Rusty.
thing
Let's get it to the boat.
goes straight under the boat. That's one.
Reds are my specialty, mister.
I think this is the third rod I've ever
That one might get the net.
sitting on the rack for so long.
Let me get the drag on this thing.
I didn't like the way the handle came out. I'm gonna try it different for him.
I
I've
can't
never seen how this thing got
take the
handled,
chance.
so this is my first
Uh-oh.
time using one of my custom
All right,
rods.
walk this way.
And I hooked into a nice
If he
red.
goes that way, walk.
Watch, he takes that pole right under the boat, bends it right in half, and takes it under.
Well, I wanted to test this pole out. It folds nice. Come on over here. Come on, give me.
Follow him over there.
Look at that pole flexed.
Energy, don't it? Ooh, mama. Yes, indeed.
Well, that's a red.
Nice. Nice,
That's
nice.
Yeah, I caught the
exact same
smallest
blade
and the
I'm
biggest.
giving away, so they are tested. I didn't test them.
And the only reason I caught him, look, he just swallowed it.
I think we weighed that one. He was like 6
Nailed
pounds.
it. You need bottom lip. Can't even see it.
Oh, yeah. 6
pounds.
6 pounds.
Oh, that's kilograms.
6 pounds.
That's a good tournament fish there, boy.
I don't know how long he was.
Is that what it says, 6 pounds? I can't even see it. I gotta put my glasses on.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, shucks.
What'd you drop?
Caught, God.
You don't want that one. Can you see it now?
Mm-hmm. You're right.
That's a nice little setup.
Might have to cut the line and put another hook on. Yeah, you probably will.
Negative. I'm keeping my hook, folks.
You got that out? You did get it out. Look at the tail on that thing. You don't think
Look like
something
a
tore him
gator
up,
bit him
huh?
on the way
Wow.
in. That was a nice red though, but
Somebody grabbed him on the way in because it's bleeding real bad.
I wonder how big he was.
How many inches is he? We might need to know in case we get any more big ones.
I don't know. There's a scale on that step.
There's it right there on that behind you.
You want to know how long he is?
Yeah, because we can only keep 3 big ones.
Probably 22. He is 25 inches.
All right, cool.
Good size.
We can only keep 127 or bigger per person. That's why I was concerned how big he was. That's it, brother. I use a 7-foot medium on everything myself. Now I do take, because I go out on the boat and the trout, the speckled trout school. So when we're in them trout, we want to keep going. So if something happens to the rod, I just grab another one. And I'll normally keep one with a popping cork with, I put a swivel on the end of it with the clamp, you know what I mean? So I can change out soft plastics or different lures, you know what I mean? Soft like the voodoo shrimps or stuff like that. Then I keep one popping cork with a split shot, 3-foot leader, and a hook for live shrimp. And then I'll have a bait caster or a couple other rods. I normally keep one heavy rod or a medium heavy with me in case I get into a spot where there's a lot of catfish, or because we fish so close to the Gulf of Mexico, I shoot all the way to the edge and I start there and work my way back. It's about a 45-minute boat ride. So if it's looking good, I will shoot out to the oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico and do drop shots about 90 feet, 100 feet, and catch all kinds of big fish. So I do keep a medium, heavy, and a heavy rod too. But that's my go-to rod is a 7-foot medium. I do have what I got 2 on the rack now that I'm building, both for a customer, and I have my real expensive blank that I bought for myself when I very first started doing rod wrapping. I bought myself a $190 without tax just for the blank. I've never caught a tuna. I've seen some people connect into them. They have red snapper, barracuda. They got all kinds of those crazy fish out there. I've only been out a couple of times. I only got a 21-foot boat, and I only have one motor on my boat. It's a 150 horse Johnson Ocean Runner, and it's a 2-stroke. I only got a 40-gallon tank, and that thing burns fuel like you would not believe. So you don't want to be out there. Now I do carry Ceto. Good idea, like. I do carry Ceto, so if I'm out there, they will, come tow me in for nothing, but I don't ever have to use it. Now, my buddy that has the camp that we're always fishing out of, he does have a 26-footer with 2 dual 300 horse motors, and it has a cabin and stuff like that. So anytime we go out, like planning on going to the, we'll use that boat. But I just got a little 21-footer, nothing major. It was my little project boat. And that's how the YouTube channel started. I built this little boat. I made a slideshow, and I posted it on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the video that started my YouTube channel. I got this boat. A guy needed air conditioning work done, and he was selling this boat. I had $150 in parts and 4 hours in labor, and I traded him for this boat. Now I had to do some motor work, had to restore everything.
YouTube is the #1 site for millions of creators online. But as more people flood to the platform, it's getting
on now. But this boat was whipped. It had beer holes in the console with beer caps holding it. It only had a 15-gallon external tank. Look at that console, how whipped it is. Silicone everywhere. Those are all beer can caps. Hold on, let me go back here. These are beer caps with silicone around them because of all the holes. Maybe some access point, put seats were ripped. Yeah, I want to get one of those self-deploying with spot locks. That's my goal next. I got the boat wired for it. I've got 3 batteries. I might have to add one. But I refinished everything, learned how to do some fiberglass work. This is my first fiberglass job I ever did. I put the cardboard on the outside and then fiberglass the inside first, then I could layer the outside in, sanded it all down. It came out really good. The boat almost looks brand new now. There's my new dash I did. I even up in the top right of this dash. Oh, let me pause it again. Right here, it's got 2 cigarette lighters, and then over here are USB ports. No, this is a cigarette lighter. These are 2 USB ports. That's the voltage. That's the power switch. So we can plug our phones and everything in. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't mind a manual deploy, but I got to get spot lock, bro, because I do have a shallow water anchor that I hooked up. I don't have a power pole like everybody else, but this is just a little, like I said, I got the boat for about $150 and I put maybe 2,500 in it. I put a 40-gallon tank underneath the console there, redid all the cushions myself, hooked up 3 batteries. I got them running under, put a battery tender. Now this plate right here does not come factory with the boat. That just goes all the way back to the transom. So that was added there. So you got 2 compartments in there, the batteries in there. It is a, what is it? Man, look, it don't have the decals on it. Well, I forgot what it is. Damn, it's my boat. ProMaster, I think. It's a 1998. But shoot, it was a nice little project, you know what I'm saying? I did it while I had COVID. So, but all the console would just shake, the corners were all cracked, so I just redid all that stuff. Got a a decent boat. It's insured for $18,000. It had a 150 regular 150 Johnson 2-stroke on it, but I wasn't happy with the compression on it, and it wasn't peeing the water out. So I found a guy that had this Ocean Runner that was just brand new pistons, rings, brand new rebuilt. And I traded him $1,000 in cash and gave him my old motor to rebuild so he could sell that. So it was a really good deal because motors are so expensive. I even put a brand new sticker down here. It says how many passengers and all that. I don't know if that's in here somewhere, but I got all the brand new stickers on there. It's not in that picture. I must have done that after. But that rating plate said that it was I could put a 200 on it. So if I put a 200 4-stroke on it, I'd have to probably put a jack plate on it, and maybe even add some trim tabs. But this is how the boat was supposed to look right here. It went all the way back to the transom. That plate that covers all this stuff, that was custom made for it to give yourself a back deck to fish off of. So it was really nice that part was started to put in, but they didn't finish it. I added the hatches. I put the 3 batteries under there, battery tender. Like I said, I got 3 batteries. I don't even have a trolling motor on it. I hardly ever troll. And I don't have a power pole. I use this little guy. This is a funny story. This is my best video ever. Like, watch this video right here. Let me go to Lifetime. Why is it going to 7 days? Hold on a minute. I'm lagging. Just built this computer. It's lagging. All right. This video has, where is it? That one that I have for the review of the stick anchor, it's got 9,156 views. Now this little stick anchor right here, the shallow water anchor, I went to make this video. Hey everybody, welcome back to Fishing Louisiana. And today's video. Damn.
I was hoping on bringing out some live bullheads tonight and bringing out my flathead.
Well, anyways, this video I was doing, it's only 4 minutes long because I talked about it and then I went out and I was going to do a product review on this thing. Well, when I got out, I spun my prop and could only go 700, maybe 1,000 RPMs, and it would start to spin again. So I was lucky enough that I could still keep it moving. I did have sea-tow, but if I can get back without it, I'm gonna. And it took me 3.5 hours to get back to the dock after I spun it. Backwoods Barbarian. So I didn't have time to do actual review on this stick anchor. So I talked about it in the beginning of the video, went out, spun my prop, came home, and I sat down at the table and talked about it again. And I don't know, for some reason, this video is like super old, and it just gets views every day. It averages 20 to 50 views a day ever since I made it. And let me see how old it is. It's got 9,200 views. It's almost a year old, but it just, like, you know what I mean? It gets 49 views in the last 48 hours from YouTube search and suggested video. It gets a ton of views, but it's only a 4-minute video because the prop spun. Hey everybody, welcome back to Fishing Louisiana. In today's video, we're gonna do a product review of a shallow water anchor called the Stay Put anchor. I installed it on my boat when I built the boat, and we're gonna see today how it does on the water. Let me give you a little look at this thing. All right, this is the shallow water anchor right here. A pole just slips down through here and goes into the ground, into the water, into the bottom, and holds the theory is to hold the boat in one position. It'll pivot around that. Now it has 3 different options for mounting brackets. This one is the stern mount bracket. They got a motor mount bracket and they got a bow bracket. There, I'm just showing you pictures from the website. There's their bow. That was the motor mount. I mounted it on the left side of the motor in case it doesn't work like I want. I can mount a power pole over here on this side, but I didn't want to spend that kind of money on a project boat. So let's jump up in here and take a look at this thing. There it is mounted. It's got I got the better handle. It's got a T-hand, or just a regular like padded handle, and then it's got this one. This handle's got, you know, a handle grip, a hook. It's just better. That's the original handle. I got the upgraded one because you can use it as a push pole too if you get in the shallow water looking for the red. It's got these little clamps that I bought with it. I got an 8-foot section there, and then I got underneath it, I got a 4-foot section. Unsnap it here and let's show you what it does. So you got that hole in the back I showed you in the stern mount. You drop this in and you drop it down and it goes into the ground and the boat will pivot around that. That's what the product says. We're going to get it on the water today. We're going to test this thing out. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back. Unfortunately, when I was editing the video, we had some technical difficulties, and so that's what happened. I spun my prop and didn't get a chance to actually get any footage of using it. I've used it a few times. I love that. I love that thing. Better than throwing an anchor out. I normally fish in between 5 and 10 foot of water. 5 to 8 is ideal for what I'm looking for. Yeah, I got a Cajun anchor too. It's a solid 1-inch, maybe 1.25 inches aluminum rod, steel rod. And it's got a hook on the end of it, and you just shoot, and you can shoot it down and stick in the mud. What I'll do is I'll put that anchor down because I get 12 feet with the 4-foot extension on it, and I always keep the 4-foot extension on it. And I just don't put it back in the holder. I just leave it laying in the boat while we're riding, and then I'll stick that. And then I'll let the boat swing around to where I like it, and then I'll drop that Cajun anchor and then tie it off. And then we could be sideways across the current, and everybody could fish into the current. So not the people on the bow are getting all the good casting spots, and then the people on the side and the back are throwing into the wind and stuff like that. So that's what we'll do. we'll get it sideways so that everybody can cast with the wind, or go sideways across a cut. You know what I mean? You got the big marsh, and then you got a cut going in. You know, a little river per se, and we'll go sideways across that, and everybody could cast down the banks, and it works good. Now with spot lock, it'll hold you in place, but it does kind of the opposite of a power pole. It holds the nose of your boat in one place. The back of the boat's going to spin which way the current's going. So it'll hold your boat, and it's just like having a power pole, but in the front of your boat. A lot of these guys down here, I mean, they're dedicated. They have dual power poles. So when they drop it, they drop power poles on both sides of their motor, and that thing the boat can't spin. So wherever they pull up, they drop both of those power poles, and they're locked in there. It is so expensive, and the parts for them are super expensive. I mean, that thing is so cheap. I just couldn't go wrong for it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have much money in the boat as it was, and that's part of the $2,500 I have in the boat. I didn't really have much in it. I did all the work myself. Fiberglass, rewired. I cut every wire out of it. Rewired it, brand new gas tank, all new hoses. There's not one thing. The only thing that's original is the hull itself. It was a solid floor. I mean, the seats had 1/2-inch plywood with foam, and then that cheap vinyl. I ripped them apart. I traced them, 3/4-inch marine grade plywood, closed cell foam, and then I put on, it's a real soft marine grade vinyl, and it came with a 1/4-inch foam on the back side of that. That's open cell foam on top of that hard foam. I do wish on 2 bow seats. I don't like it because I'd rather walk on them, and with the cushions on there, I don't like to walk on it and ruin them because they're brand new. So I'm thinking about taking those off, tracing them, and I'm making fiberglass doors for those 2 spots so that we could walk on them too. But I don't see no need in doing that right away. That's what we do, man. We fish the marsh. So I mean, I normally stay in. The oyster reefs are normally 8 feet or so, 6 to 8 feet. I love the oyster reefs. You get into some big black drum. Speckled trout are always hanging out there. Those stupid sail cats, those saltwater sail cats. I hate those things. They're always there too, though. And then you got to watch out because you always got something trying. If you catch a fish, you got something always trying to get it from you. You got pelicans, you got seagulls, you got dolphins, you got sharks, and you got alligators. So once you hook a fish, you got just a few minutes to get it in the boat. It's always a challenge to get your fish in the boat without getting it eaten. But I just wanted to come on. I haven't been on in a while. I'm trying to think of a schedule. That's a great idea. And I'm a licensed electrician, and I'm really good with DC voltage too, brother. So if you need any help, you know how to get a hold of me. I think we're friends on Facebook, and I'm on your Facebook group, and you're on mine. And you got my email address. I mean, I can draw you a diagram in seconds. I'm really good with wiring. I wired that whole boat in like no time at all. It's just, you got to spend the extra money on the wire, brother. Don't buy regular standard car, automobile wire. You get the marine grade wire, it'll save your butt, because you don't want copper wire running in your boat. It oxidizes and it starts moving up the coating, you know what I mean, the rubber coating on the wire. It'll move up that. So you want to get the copper wire, but it's tin plated. It's copper wire and they coat it with tin, so it can't oxidize. there's no way for it to oxidize. So when you hook everything up to your gauges and stuff, everybody just, wire nuts, just copper wires. When I got this boat and I took the wire nut off, I stripped because it was all green and corroded. I stripped the insulation off the wire and I went back 2 foot and it was still green because it just keeps oxidizing all the way down. And it's only a matter of time before it breaks. And you know how it happens, bro. You're always far away from the dock, away from home, and then the wire breaks and then you're bombing. So I spent the extra that money. I mean, it's just a little extra money. And then just buy big rolls. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Marine grade plywood was cheap when I did my boat. It's literally 4 times what I paid for it. I finished my boat actually. I got my boat the end of May, and I finished it. My birthday was July 23rd, and I finished it, I think, July 20th, and that's from gutting it to only working on it because it was hurricane season. So hurricanes were pounding us, and I could only go outside. Plus, I had COVID, so I was really exhausted. I could only work for like 10 or 15 minutes, and I felt like I got run over by a truck, so I'd have to go sit down for a couple hours and go back and work on it again. And then I went back to work after my quarantine and stuff. So I only worked on it like part-time. I didn't sit there and work on it constantly for a month. I think I might have, if we did like hours, maybe like a 40-hour work week, maybe 3 weeks worth of, work. But yeah, we could, that's easy stuff, bro. I think I got all I'm so anal about it. I got an engineering degree in heating and air conditioning technology, and I used to run a lab for an air conditioning manufacturing plant. So anytime I'm going to do wiring, I draw a diagram first. Oh yeah, you gotta solder I like them cold solder ones too. I use those a lot, but they're way too expensive. Where you got the shrink wrap on one side, shrink wrap on the other side, and the center has a circle that's like a cold solder. You put the 2 wires in the end and you hit it with the heat gun, and that's all it needs is that heat gun to shrink that, melt that copper and shrink that shrink wrap. Those work really good, except for they're just so darn expensive. But I soldered all joints and shrink wrapped over them. I had to cut them a few soldered joints because I forgot to put the shrink wrap on the wires before I soldered them. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, Marty will tell you what to do. But that's the only way to go. I shrink wrap everything, solder all connections. On the back of the gauges, you know what I mean? I crimped on forks instead of trying to wrap the wire around the lug with the nut on it. I crimped on forks and then shrink wrapped over that. I used when I put my battery switch in, I've got dual battery switches, so I can use one as a jumper cables if something happens. But on my battery switch, it's got one off, 2, and then both. After I put all that together, I even used that. I bought red and black liquid tape, and I went over all the lugs and everything. I made everything completely waterproof. I did 3 coats of that. I went a little above and beyond. I made a bunch of redundancy systems. Like I've got dual bilge pumps. One is actually in service at all times, and then I got an emergency switch underneath. If that bilge pump fails, I can throw the switch and everything switches over to the second bilge pump. I just have to. Same thing. I got the glass fuel filter where I could drain the water out of the bottom, and I keep an extra glass jar with a lid so I don't have to put anything in the water. And then I got a T with a valve, and I could, if that filter clogs, I don't have to take it off and try to change it out. I can bypass that and go to my second filter. I went a little above and beyond. Like I said, I got 3 batteries and I don't have a trolling motor. But I didn't want to, I mean, I coupled my, I got a Lowrance 7, HDS 7. It's on a touchscreen. And then I hooked up my Marine radio, and I got a panic button on my Marine radio. It will automatically broadcast on 9 and 16. And if I hit the panic button, it automatically gives my coordinates because it's coupled to the GPS. So it tells them exactly the longitude and latitude that I am in. Just little things. I just wanted to, that I don't know if it was more the wanted the comfort or I just liked to build stuff. I mean, I was kind of bored with the boat once I built it. Once I was built it, I was talking to my fishing partner. He's like, man, do you want to find another one to flip? And then the pandemic went into full blown, and you couldn't buy a used boat. Everything was sold out. All the new boats were sold. All the used boats were sold. You couldn't find nothing. We were gonna buy a couple and flip them. I've cut helped a few people. I've cut the transoms off, redid the transoms, refiberglassed them, and that my boat's the first one I did fiberglass work on. But I can watch a YouTube video and learn how to do anything. It's how I learned my rod wrapping. I didn't plan on building rods. I had a couple of broken guides on my rod. We sent them out to get mailed. Mailed them out to get fixed because the guy that used to do it locally passed away. He was an older guy. And they fixed the guides, but when I got them back, the 2 other guys got broken shipping. So my fishing partner was like, man, you're going to have to learn how to fix these. So that's how the rod wrapping business started. I can't do nothing halfway. So next thing you know, I'm buying power wrappers, building, turning my whole garage into a rod building. And I do all right. I'm always learning something new. Every week I learn a new wrap, and I try to learn a new wrap for the videos. Those rod wrapping videos do really good. Those are like, let me show you my analytics. Yeah. See the chevron wrap, and it gets like 30 views a day every day. All these are, that's just what they do, and they come up as suggested, a lot, and in search. Oops. They post them. 48.3% of those views are from being suggested YouTube search, and they just climb. Those rod wrapping videos do really good. Everybody loves them. The fishing videos don't do. I catch monster fish. They just do not do as good as the rod wrapping videos. That's why I started doing all the rod wrapping videos, because the more I do, I only had that one video, this stick anchor video, that would always average from 25 to 45 views every day ever since for a year. But that was the only video that was consistent. But since I started doing these rod wrapping videos, see, all these ones jumped in and they consistently get views. I gotta say though, this is the first fishing video that actually is getting, see, it's showing up in YouTube search and suggested, like keywords. Let me see. Yeah, the fishing Louisiana Marsh for redfish. If you Google that video shows up number 2. It had like 5 or 6 things that it was showing up in, but it's dropping out because it's not so new. So I don't imagine that's going to stay going. But like these other ones, they show up in things. I don't know if they're showing up in, I haven't checked if they're showing up in keywords. Yeah, see, look at, you put chevron wrap rod building, that video shows up number 1. Chevron wrap tutorial number 1. How to do a chevron wrap on a fishing pole number 1. It ranks. These are the ranks that if you type in that keyword in YouTube, that video will show up number 1. That's why that thing does so good. the impression click-through rate isn't very good. I mean, it showed up 56.6 thousand times and only got in views from those, there's only 2,600. Got a ton of watch hours, but I keep track of all this stuff. I used to drive myself crazy when I first started YouTube and keep changing the descriptions and the layouts and everything, but I don't let it bother me no more. But I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. Saturday or Thursday, I'm gonna do a little video, probably 4 or 5 minutes. Hey, brother, this guy's. You want to watch somebody build rods? This is the guy to check out. This guy has. I have like all kinds of crazy, sophisticated equipment, and I cannot touch this guy. I cannot compete with this guy. If me and this guy were wrapping rods side by side, you would never even watch my videos anymore. He is very good, and he don't use he freehands everything. I'm sitting there for hours doing calculations and drawing lines and dots, and this guy just grabs a rod and it's natural to him. If you want to see some great rod wrapping videos, I strongly suggest you check him out. You'll see some great videos. Great videos. This guy is very good. But I'm going to be giving away a rod. Thursday, we're going to put all the details in. You'll have to leave a comment, like the video. I know, brother. What time is it there? I forget what country he's in. He's way out there. This dude is unbelievable. But Thursday, we're going to be doing a video. We'll tell you how to enter the rod raffle. If you live in the United States, it's going to ship free. If you do not live in the United States, feel free to still play the game, but you'll have to pay for shipping. I'm going to spend enough on the rod to build it. I don't want to have to pay a couple $100 to ship it to. I don't know what it's going to cost. I would get an estimate, and then if you didn't want it, then we could just raffle it or give it to the next person that won. And then we're building the fishing drone. Rocco, you're the man, brother. But I'm going to be building that custom drone, and we're going to be doing that video coming up too. Where is that video? I had it over here. But I'm going to build one of those waterproof drones, those fishing drones that I use all the time. I'm going to build one of those, and then I am going to raffle that off. I'm not going to give that one away. It's going to be one of these drones right here. I'm going to build one of these. We're going to raffle it off, probably be like $25 a ticket. We'll run the raffle for a month, and then we'll draw a lucky winner. It'll come with the drone, 4 props, a battery for the drone, a battery for the remote, charger, all the basic stuff. I'll even give you one of my cases to carry it in, and it'll be just like the base package. Yeah. Getting ready to build that Splash Drone 3 Plus for the raffle. I got some of the parts out. I think I got enough here to do everything. I'd like to thank Mr. Bo Jacks at Drone and Tech for sponsoring this build and sending us a bunch of parts. I'll keep getting the rest of these parts out, and we'll get this build started. We're going to raffle it off. All right, so that's what we're doing for our 1-year anniversary. We're building a custom. We're going to build a drone from scratch, and then we're going to raffle that off. For the 1,000 subscriber, I'm building a custom rod, and I'm going to give a lucky subscriber a custom rod. I don't know what wrap I'm gonna do on it. Maybe DRC could give me a suggestion on a good rap. And but I do have to get going. I haven't been on a lot lately because I didn't like the way my lives were going. I don't want to have a bunch of people on and just picking on each other and stuff like that. I would like them to be informative, help people out, lift people up, not just pick on each other. I don't want that for the channel. Marty, thanks for subscribing, man. You've been a blessing ever since. And do me a favor, go check out Dynasty Rod Custom, DRC. This dude, you like my rod wrapping videos. Once you see what he does and what he works with to do it, I learned a lot of my wraps from this gentleman right here. He teaches you how to go by the seat of your pants pretty much. You got to be able to feel it, not try to plan everything out. And that's what I have a problem with. Like I said, when I do wiring, I got to draw up a diagram. It's got to be perfect to the diagram. When you're doing rod building, you have to be able, okay, you could tell that it's not going to be as many threads as you thought it was going to be. You got to be able to think on your feet. And that's where I learned it from, this guy right here. He is great. And I seen it as one of his videos. He's starting to build his own like wooden rod wrapping stands to sell. I really like that. Even I think I could even do good with it. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate you. I suggest everybody go check his channel out, man. This guy does phenomenal work. I've been subscribed to his channel for a long time. Ever since I started doing rod wraps, I started looking up different rod wraps, and I've been following him and learning from him for months. We talk a lot, and he's a great guy. He's got a great heart. Very, very humble guy. I strongly suggest, I'm sure he don't like that I'm bragging about him, but definitely check this guy out, man. He is worth it. But on that note, guys, I do have to go. I've got a couple rods on the stand right now. I was waiting for the handles to dry. I've been so far behind. I got work going on. I'm at church 4 times a week. I just have so much going on. I do love doing the lives, but I got to figure a new way to structure lives out. Like I said, I don't want to just be on here, have a couple people on panel, and we're just picking on each other. I didn't like the way that was going. So we're going to figure out a new way to do lives, maybe have a special guest. I'd love to get Dynasty Rod Customs over here, DRC, get him up on panel. I know when I watch his video, it's not in English, so I don't know what we would do there. But we'll work something out. But stay tuned Thursday. Don't forget, everybody watch. Hit that bell so you know when this comes up. The 1K video is going up Thursday night, and it'll give you all the information to win a free custom rod. Bill's back. See him back there running dogs. I showed you. I put his rod to the test. But anyways, hit that bell because we got a lot of things coming up. Talk to you soon.